Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is DJ, and today we're taking a quick look at the Forge's Pledge. This is the new Iron Banner pulse rifle, finally, kind of, because we just got the 540, but hey, 2 pulse rifles, I'm alright with that, at least it's not hand cannons. This thing is really fun to use for me, and there is a couple unique things about it that not many people have really brought up. We're going to talk about that and a couple of things in this video. We're also going to take weapon rolls, and in my opinion, the best ones to get in the game. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So first things first, this weapon has some wonky reticle movement, and as you can see in the background gameplay, I'm moving left to right and moving all around, and the reticle is bouncing much more from side to side on my screen than other pulse rifles. This did in fact get brought up in the community, I'm pretty sure by Cool Guy. He is a fantastic Destiny content creator. He's one of the best on the platform. I'd really recommend checking him out. But he did bring this up, and it's really weird. The reticle moves side to side much more than any other pulse rifle in the game, at least to my knowledge. And some people won't have a problem with this. Some people will get very annoyed, though. And I have some suspicions that you could potentially put down this pulse rifle for that reason. But it's just something to keep in mind. Some people are going to be affected by it in a great way, and others are going to not mind it at all. It just comes down to how you play the game and what your preferences are. So that's something to keep in mind. If it doesn't bother you, great. If it does, hopefully it gets fixed like the arc logic thing did. But as of right now, it's in the game. So you're going to have to deal with it. So the Forge's Pledge is probably going to be seen as a PvP weapon for you, but it does have some PvP perks as well. So taking a look at the random rolls here, while starting off with the stats, nothing too crazy here. It is a 390 pulse, which, I mean, it's not a hand cannon, so it's not meta anyway, but out of the pulse rifle archetypes, this is the probably least meta, but it just comes down to if it's fun for you. For most people, unless you're a meta hugger, obviously, but if you're a meta hugger, you're not going to be caring about this weapon anyway because it's not a hand cannon. But recoil direction is at 51, which is the most standout bad thing about this weapon. You're going to need to throw a counterbalance on that. You're going to need to throw some sort of recoil direction into that because that is not a very good recoil direction. But it's whatever. What are you going to do about it? This also comes with barrel perks and not optics or scopes or sights. Which is a bit of a letdown, but what are you going to do? Actually, probably good because, recoil direction. But the perks themselves, in the first column we have auto-loading, holster, Zen Moment, quick draw, surplus, freaking both heating up and tunnel vision, which is crazy. In last slot we have a lot of niche perks and some really good ones as well. We have Rampage, Wellspring, Snapshot Sights, Multi-Kill Clip, Unrelenting, Elemental Capacitor, and I didn't even know this until like 2 days ago, but they added Iron Grip to this weapon, which is pretty cool, which is much better than Iron Reach. For it being a pulse rifle, obviously you're going to want that stability, especially with the recoil direction that this thing has. So for PvP, I'm looking hands down for Frenzy, or not Frenzy, sorry, Surplus, Tunnel Vision, or Heating Up. Quick Draw, not my favorite perk in the game, especially for pulse rifles. Auto-loading holster kind of conflicts with the other perks on this list and is not really my go-to pick. And Zen Moment is not necessarily a good perk because it doesn't affect recoil at all. Although this could help with the wonky reticle movement that this thing has. For the final column, I'm looking at Rampage, Wellspring, potentially if you like that perk. Multi-Kill Clip is a big one for me, and Iron Grip, if you really want that stability, is there. For PvE, I'm looking at Auto-Loading Holster, I'm looking at Surplus, I'm looking at Heating Up. And in the final column, you can really go wrong with, well, quite a bit here, but Rampage, potentially Multi-Kill Clip if you like that perk for PvE, although I'd rather have Rampage in this case. And Wellspring is definitely going to be a big one for me. Unrelenting is never going to be really good for you. Elemental Capacitor could be good if you want that recoil, or sorry, stability boost. But Iron Grip does that right out of the gate, and it only sacrifices reload speed, and you're not going to have a reload perk anyway. So, yeah. This weapon's perks are pretty good. I have no idea why this thing has such a weird reticle balance, but if you get a Zen Moment roll, try it out and tell me if it does anything when you activate Zen Moment to alleviate that pain of the reticle balance. But anyway, let's talk about the roll that I actually have. So my roll came with either Hammer Forge or Chambered Compensator with steady rounds, reload masterwork, tunnel vision, and multi-kill clip. This is probably one of the best rolls that you can get on the Forge's Pledge, and I'm really happy that I got this with my second drop. So I got really lucky there. But yeah, this weapon is just, with this roll, it's fantastic. Tunnel vision giving you all that aim assist, multi-kill clip giving that 2 burst potential, or just better body shot damage overall for easier cleanups is really, really nice. I love this weapon for PvP, and once again, if you can get over that reticle kind of movement, it's really, really nice. I really, really enjoy it, and I don't think many people are going to disagree with the fact that it's pretty good. But once again, that reticle movement and the fact that it uses the post sight, whereas it doesn't have the more enclosed sight, where compared to like Grid Skipper, I prefer those on a weapon like a pulse rifle. But I mean, that's just personal preference, really. But the weapon overall is really, really solid for PvP. However, it is not the second coming of Bygones. I have seen multiple people on YouTube saying that it is the new Bygones, and that it is just as good, if not better, or almost as good, or this is the new Bygones that we have currently available, in the game. And that's not really the most true thing ever. It's not really close to Bygones because it has so many different unique things about it. And Bygones really had a set perk, or a set couple of perks that you could use, and it really had some good rolls on it that weren't very similar to Forge's Pledge. Yeah, you can 2 burst with it, and it's a 390 pulse, but that's about the only thing that it has going for it that's similar to Bygones. Bygones had stuff like high impact reserves with like slide shot or something, so you could 2 burst people with all crits if like slide to get back those 2 bursts. It was really cool, and also had stuff like outlaw. Whereas Forge's Pledge has stuff like tunnel vision and heating up, and a couple other perks like surplus as well. So overall, it has multiple different kind of unique things than Bygones, and some people might find that better than Bygones. Personally, I just think it's a completely different weapon. So for people that are saying it's the second coming of Bygones, you're kind of crazy. But once again, maybe that's just me. If you can get past the reticle balance and the unique set of perks that it has, I think this weapon can be very, very good for PvP. Once again, it's not a hand cannon, so it's never going to be meta unless they completely demolish hand cannons and special weapons in general. But for a primary pulse rifle, this is a really, really good weapon. And I'm really happy that I got a good roll of it, because I think this is going to be a weapon that I use quite a bit in PvP. Anyway, that just about does it. If you're wondering where all the content's been and why this year has been so lackluster for content, I might make an update video on it, on my kind of situation, because a lot of stuff's been happening, and I can't really do anything about that kind of stuff. But if you're a Destiny viewer and you watch for the Destiny content, please, please, please give me your thoughts on the content. Tell me what can be improved, because in the future I do want to kind of improve my content, and once I get back to fully making content, I think you guys are going to be happy with what I put out. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.